continues to think that revolutionary struggle is possible in utopian, of course, until the revolutionary struggle breaks out. Then we just turn out to be right. Then the second part of that, though, is because I'm very, very lightly Lacanian, very lightly, I do not believe that we can know what is impossible. That's what he has a particular Lacanian twist on my utopianism. In fact, he reads The Philosophy of the Limit as a radical book, not a bad ethical book, but it's a radical book. In that, I am arguing that it's impossible to know what's impossible. And to some degree, Zizek, in his earlier period, actually used the object of and the barrier to any kind of fulfillment as a way of saying that no radical change wouldn't be blocked by a set of structures of how the human psyche had to enter the symbolic order. And in a paper, years ago, I guess we debated now, called Rethinking the Beyond of the Real, I argued that if the real is truly beyond, then we cannot know what it is, and it cannot operate as a barrier. So when you say that there's something operable as a barrier against radical change, this comes to all of the questions you guys were asking me at the end about stratification, about privilege, about ownership. If you cannot know what is impossible, what I call the philosophy of the limit, then there is absolutely no way that you can philosophically justify in advance that there is a block on radical change in material reality. Now, and if you can't radically change material reality, then we can't truly think that we're engaged in revolutionary practice. If communism is an activity, as it says in definition of communism 1, right? An activity that knows no boundaries because it is a movement to radically change the world. And if Comrade Zizek himself says, when we actualize our utopian dreams, I was quoting from Comrade Zizek yesterday. Let's turn to the utopian Mr. Zizek for a minute. Because I love the utopian quotes from him, because it's nothing more fun than throwing back at Zizek his own utopianism, because in fact it's extremely utopian. When he says the following, it then follows the second stage of the revolution, the invention of a new life, not only the constitution of a new social reality in which our utopian dreams would be realized. That's not Drucilla Cornell, that's not what it would be realized. But the reconstructions of the dreams themselves, or as Marcuse put it, who he used to despise, but he's now gained a lot of respect for him, freedom from ideological constraints is the only condition of liberation. If we only change reality in order to realize our utopian dreams, and do not change those dreams themselves, we sooner or later regress to the old reality. Now, that's as utopian as it gets. So what's my bottom line challenge to Comrade Zizek? There's a tension between his Lacanianism and his understanding, but there cannot be in advance any psychoanalytic, so-called deep structure which keeps us from knowing who we might be in a different world. And there's that tension that runs all the way through Zizek's work. So what I'm trying to get him to do is just be a little more light about his Lacanianism. Oh, he can hold on to it, a little bit if he wants, but basically, let it go. As the theory that says, for instance, as he told you yesterday, we can only know fiction. If we can only know fiction, we can't know material reality. Then we're not in the realm of Marxism anymore. So, I probably am utopian. I'm proud that he is so utopian, and that he knows we have to reinvent, not only realize our utopian dreams, but reinvent our utopian dreams. And I think that that's the best side of Zizek writing right now, is that he is militantly on the side of radical politics and radical change. And of course, I applaud him. I applaud him enough. But that's a tension that runs throughout his writing. And I'm sure this will come up in the debate.